Hi Real Woman of Philadelphia, it's Jessica here, and I brought you to one of my favorite places. We're at the University of Western Ontario. I love it here. I got 2 of my degrees here, my Bachelor's of Education and my Honors Psychology. I also met my husband here. Let me tell you why I brought you here for Dessert Week. When my husband and I started dating way back in 2002, we didn't have a lot of money, so instead of going out to big fancy restaurants, we came up with the great idea to go on dessert dates. So we used to make each other desserts and go on a little picnic on the university grounds. I absolutely love it here, so I thought I would take you back to the place that my dessert making began. I can't wait to show you the dessert that I have cooked up for today. Welcome to my kitchen. I hope you enjoyed my trip at Western today, because I sure did. It brought back many great memories of the time that I spent there, and all the desserts that I've made in the past. And today I've come up with a perfect Philly treat for you to make. This treat combines all the best of the best in the dessert world. I'm combining my favorite desserts that I love to eat and make. This dessert features cheesecake, bananas Foster, crispy rice treats, as well as my love of anything and everything chocolate and peanut butter. Now that is what I call a winning dessert. People often ask me what inspires me when I cook, and there are many things, but for this dessert, it's my baking trips of the past, as well as my infant son, believe it or not. I've recently started feeding him solid foods, and I've been having a great time making him food. His favorites right now are rice cereal and banana puree. The other morning when I was mashing up his bananas, I was thinking these would make a great addition to a Philly dessert. My idea just snowballed from there, because then I thought, why not combine all my favorites of the past into one remarkable dessert? And that is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. For this recipe, the star ingredient really is the Philly cream cheese, and it holds everything together with such creaminess. I'm also adding bananas, brown sugar, butter. That's my bananas Foster part. I'm going to be mixing in peanut butter, and I'm also going to be mixing in crispy rice treats. Together, we're going to roll it into a little ball and then coat it in chocolate. I don't think a dessert can possibly get any better than this. I have a 1/4 cup of butter melting on the stove top right now, and once it's completely melted, I'm going to add my brown sugar. This is the beginning, and it's a lot like a Bananas Foster classic dessert. You've got your butter, your brown sugar, and our mashed bananas. We're twisting it by adding our cream cheese and our peanut butter today. I love a great Bananas Foster. For every special occasion, my mom would make a Bananas Foster dessert. And I remember it being as kids, we used to all gather around in the kitchen and watch as my dad would get the matches and light it. And as a kid, watching a dessert go up in fire is a big thing. Now, I'm not going to lie, as an adult, I'm still kind of excited every time I see my dad get the matches for this dessert, because it's a great dessert. Alright, so our butter is nice and melted, and we're just going to add in our brown sugar. Now I've got this cooking on about medium heat. So I'm just going to stir in the brown sugar, and it doesn't take long to get into a nice consistency. Alright, once our sugar is nice and melted in, which that didn't take long at all, for about 30 seconds, we're going to add in our creamy peanut butter. And we're just going to stir this till it's nice and smooth. And I'm adding each ingredient one at a time just to give it a chance to get melted. This is a great dessert, and you can use it for any occasion. And just keep stirring. And I'm using a spatula to stir. It works really well. It gets the ingredients nice and mixed. Alright, so our peanut butter is nice and smooth and creamy, and we're going to add in our favorite ingredient, Philadelphia cream cheese. I have always been a big fan of Philadelphia cream cheese. When I was younger, the only thing I used to eat would be a bagel and cream cheese. That was the only food I wanted for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now that I'm older, I eat more things, but I still love my bagel and cream cheese. So we're just going to melt the cream cheese with our peanut butter and sugar and butter mixture. This is looking awesome. So just going to keep stirring so it stays nice and creamy. And once this is nice and creamy, we're going to add in our mashed bananas. Now, this dessert is so quick and easy to make. It's just such a wonderful combination of creamy goodness. The kitchen smells awesome. There's nothing nicer than baking a nice treat for your friends and family. You know, for me, baking is so much more than just combining ingredients. It's about the love that goes into it. And I know my husband absolutely loves when he gets home and sees that I've been baking nice treats for him. Alright, so just probably another 30 seconds to a minute. And this will be perfectly creamy. And we'll add in our mashed bananas. Once we add in our mashed bananas, we'll just, again, let it cook for about 30 seconds. Then we'll remove it from the heat. Alright, so smooth and creamy. We'll add in our mashed bananas. Stir until it's... I've transferred our creamy mix into a large bowl. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our crushed corn and rice cereal that I've already mixed with some icing sugar. So I'm just going to pour it into the bowl and I'm going to mix it together. Oh, this looks awesome. So once this is mixed nicely, what we're going to do is we're going to roll it up into little balls and then I'm going to put them on a baking sheet. And I've just greased my baking sheet with a little bit of shortening. But you can use butter, whatever you have on hand. This looks awesome. So I've just taken our Twisted Philly Banana Foster Bites out of the freezer, and now we're going to get ready to coat them with chocolate. So our Philly Bites are now ready to coat in chocolate. And a quick tip for melting chocolate in the microwave. I would do it in 30-second intervals. So heat it up for 30 seconds, stir it, and then heat it up for another 30 seconds. I learned this the very hard way when I was younger and I thought I would melt chocolate in the microwave. I put it on for 2 minutes in a plastic measuring cup. Needless to say, the measuring cup melted and that did not work out so well. So I've learned I always do it in a glass bowl now, and now I have perfectly melted chocolate. It is important to work fast though because the chocolate will harden. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your Philly Bites and you're just going to dip it in the chocolate, and using a spoon you're just going to coat it in the nice chocolate mixture. And you're going to take it out and try to let the excess chocolate drip off in the bowl. And then just put it on a plate, and you can line your plate with either wax paper, parchment paper, or tinfoil. And you're going to repeat this for the rest of the bites. So you're going to take your... Our Decadent Philly Bites look awesome and are ready to serve. And this dessert is perfect for any occasion. You can serve it up to your guests. And I'm just going to show you 3 ways that you can serve this dessert. The first way is if you're having a nice fancy dinner party and you want to impress your guests. I have a plate here that I've decorated with fresh fruit, and I'm going to drizzle the bottom of the plate with caramel sauce. Gives it a nice touch. And we're just going to put our Philly Bites on the plate. So you have a wonderful gourmet dessert right there. Another way to serve this dessert is if you're having a fun casual party and you want something a little different. What we're going to do is take a fun blue colored plate and some skewers, and we're just going to take our Philly Bites and skewer them along. You can probably get about 3 on here. And there you have it, a cute, fun way to serve a dessert. And who doesn't like eating food on a stick? And the last way I want to present you this dessert is an ode to my husband. I told you earlier about how we used to go on dessert picnic dates at the university. I have a beautiful box here that I've decorated with a nice napkin, and I'm just going to put some of these dessert bites in the box so I can easily transport them to the park for a picnic. And there you have it, our Twisted Philly Banana Foster Bites, served 3 ways, and you can use your imagination and serve any way you want. I hope you enjoy this dessert as much as I do.